Hello, I'm Kay. I'm here to help you navigate the business side of art in a way that actually makes sense. We'll decode the business lingo, unravel marketing mysteries, and pave a clear path for you to thrive both creatively and financially. So grab your favorite brush, a fresh canvas, or just a cup of coffee. Welcome to the Artist's Guide to Business. Hey there, artists. I am excited to share something special with you today. A preview from my new workshop, Studio to Site. Over 7 days, I help artists get everything ready for a website that truly supports their art business. In this session, we are diving into the foundational planning of your website. You'll learn how to get crystal clear on the website's purpose, you'll understand what your visitors really need, and you'll create clear paths for them to connect with you and your art. This is a complete actionable lesson that you can use right away. And if you find this valuable, know that it's just the first day of 7. The full workshop guides you through crafting your artist's story, organizing your portfolio, preparing all the key elements you'll need for your site, and making sure you can move forward with confidence, knowing you're building a website that's going to last you a long time in your career. So if you're ready to start planning a website that works for your art business, let's dive in. Hello, artists. Welcome to Day 1, Foundational Elements, Getting Clear on Your Website's Purpose. Hi there. So today we are diving into something that might seem basic, but is actually super crucial. We're figuring out exactly what your website needs to do for you in your art business. We're going to break it down into 3 key pieces that will help you identify it and help set this whole week up for success. First off, let's talk about identifying your website's goal. All right, so a lot of us have this idea that we know we need a website. We know we need some sort of professional appearance on the internet that we can send our friends and our clients and people who are interested in the work we do. But we don't always know why we want those websites or why we, quote, need them. And so that's exactly what we want to figure out first. Because here's the thing, the purpose of your website and the goal of your website will help shape everything else. It'll help us decide on the design and the content and even the words we use. For example, if you're an artist who is looking for gallery representation, your site needs to position you as a serious artist with a clear voice and a proven track record of skill and sales and all of that. But if you're an artist who's focusing more on pet portraits and direct sales to clients, then your website is going to want to communicate very much about your pet portraits and all of that, right? Or maybe you're primarily a market artist who sells at local events, and we can figure out what the purpose of your website is for you. Or maybe you teach art classes or do community events that are really about building your local community of creators. Any of these are fine, and if you're something totally different, it also works for you because each of these need a completely different approach. And here's what's really cool is your website doesn't exist in a vacuum and it doesn't have to be a standalone thing. It can and really should support whatever else you're doing in your business. So for example, if you're a market artist, think about how your website can support those in-person sales. You know, maybe your homepage features a photo of you in your booth with a big smile, so people instantly recognize you from the market. Maybe they saw you at the market and they were deciding or they were trying to, determine if they wanted to buy your art or whatever you have. And then they come to your website and they see you and they instantly feel assured that they are exactly where they need to be. And then they can go through your website and do whatever they need to do to complete that sale. Or if you're seeking gallery representation, your site might focus more on your portfolio and your CV. So if you know that you're sending a lot of emails to galleries, then one of your pages might literally be a welcome to gallery curators. So does that make sense? When you have your purpose and the goal of your website as it relates to your larger business practices, you can make it really intentional and effective. And for me personally, the goal that I like to really motivate a lot of artists to use or to go towards is getting people to trade their email addresses for something valuable that you offer, even if it's just to stay in touch, get behind the scenes, looks at my work, get first notices of new work, anything like that. Building your email list, no matter what industry or business model you're following, is going to always be one of the most valuable things you can do for your business. So I like to use websites to build your email list. But that might not be your priority if you're focused on gallery representation, and that's totally okay. All right, number 2. The second thing we're going to talk about today is understanding your client audience. Now, I want to be clear, this isn't about creating a surface level ideal customer avatar with specific age ranges and favorite coffee drinks. Another way to think about this is to think about why people are coming to your website and what they need to see to take the next step with you. So think of it like this. Somebody's already interested enough to visit your website. Maybe they met you at a market or saw your work on social media. They got your business card at an event or talked to you at a gallery, who knows. But for some reason, they met you and now they're trying to follow up and see what's next. And here's where you need to ask yourself, what do they need to see next? So here's a real example from my own experience with pet portraits. People coming to my site interested in pet portraits, they need to see past examples, right? They need to see what kind of quality, style, all of that they can expect. And then they want to read testimonials from happy clients. When you're making a purchasing decision, you want to feel really good about it and really confident in it. So by us choosing to give them what they need to have that confidence on their website, we're just helping their experience. And again, that's why we really need to understand who they are and what kind of experience they're looking for, what kind of things they need. They might be looking for information about the overall process with pet portraits. They might want to know their options and their price ranges, all of that. And here's where a lot of artists trip up. They mismatch their website's tone with the actual audience that is coming to their site. So if, for example, you're primarily a market artist and you meet people and you're cheerful and you like interacting with them and they think you're very charismatic and they want to buy something for their mom or whatever, but then they come to your website and it speaks like you are someone who is in the highest end galleries and you are unapproachable and unavailable, you might accidentally alienate those warm leads from your market who already love your work. So you want to be really clear. Again, who am I talking to? What's my purpose? What's my goal? And how does it fit into the larger picture? All right. And then the third thing we want to talk about today, and the last thing we want to talk about, we want to discuss creating clear calls to action. So these are called CTAs for short. This is last, but it's definitely not least. You want to make it really very, very clear for people what to do next with you. Trust me, like saying something as vague as reach out as if you're interested, it's just not enough anymore. People need really clear parameters for how to contact you, how to engage with you, and how to take the next step with you. So think about it from like a visitor's perspective. They might feel anxious about starting an interaction with you if they don't know exactly what they're supposed to say or do or what's normal in the industry. They don't live an artist's life. They probably feel a little bit apart from it, maybe. I don't know. Your audience might be different, but you want to kind of take their hand and help them see what to do next. Like I've been there. I have definitely, needed services or been interested in something that a person makes or can do. And, they'll say like, DM me on Instagram or I don't know, just these really kind of vague things. And if I don't know enough about what I am about to get into, it's really nerve-wracking because I don't know what I'm supposed to even write or say, So your CTAs, they should be really specific about the next step. And then you want to place them strategically throughout your site. Just putting them one time on the footer of your website in the most unobtrusive way possible is not going to make your engagement high. It's not going to help your clients. It's not going to help people visiting your website because they may not even see it. And if you place it like an afterthought, it will feel like an afterthought to them. And so you want to be strategic, match it to where people are in their journey with you, et cetera. Another thing is, if your CTA is too dramatic of a leap, it could be ineffective. So for example, if you sell paintings that are $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, and you're relatively new, or you don't have any sort of gallery representation or just a lot of social proof or the right network for that, then if your CTA is literally just a buy now button for a $6,000 painting, you're probably not going to get a lot of interaction that way. There needs to be a middle step. So it might be something different, if that makes sense. In that case, it might be, book a consultation with me for your custom art, or book a consultation for what goes good in your new build, or whatever it might be. Does that make sense though? The CTA should be really clear about what the next natural step is for them. And you just don't want to make it such a leap that it's intimidating. Some other examples, your pet portraits might be begin your pet portrait journey, click here to see pricing and options. Or for market artists, you could do add these market dates to your calendar. And then if you are seeking gallery focused representation or anything like that, you could do a download complete portfolio and give them a PDF and, ask for their email so you can follow up, anything like that. So remember, different visitors might need different CTAs, but you really just want to kind of, determine what you believe the journey point is for them and then help them take that next step. And of course, a lot of artists have a full online store, and that's largely what they're promoting, and that's largely what their business is. And so the natural next step when someone comes to one of those websites is to buy now. So that is just fine as well if it's appropriate. If I put a purchase now on a $250 item, that is much more likely to work than putting a buy now on a $10,000 item. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so your action steps today, you're going to write down your primary website goal. So just pick one to start with today. You may have multiple ones. You may have a lot of different interests in your business, or you're trying different things out. Let's just go with one that you're super excited about right now, okay? Then I want you to list 3 specific things your ideal visitors need to see, learn, feel, consider when they land on your website. So what are 3 things that they need from you and from your website to take whatever action or to build that relationship with you? And then number 3, draft one clear, specific CTA that matches your goal. So what is one very clear, direct call to action for how they can take their next step with you? Remember too, you can always expand and add more later, but starting with a clear focus will make everything so much easier.
Hey, so I hope this session helped you get some clarity about what your website really needs. Here's the thing, whether you're starting fresh or refreshing your current site, my Studio to Site workshop is designed to take you from, ugh, my website is this huge thing that I keep avoiding, to having everything lined out and prepared for you so that you can build a site that truly works for your art business. And look, I know how overwhelming building a website can feel. There are so many options, so many different paths, a lot of people trying to sell you things. And it's really easy to spend a ton of money and time and energy creating something that then you may not actually feel all that good about, or maybe it doesn't actually work for your art because nobody's ever lined this out for you of what you should have and why you should have it. And that's exactly why I created this workshop. Every single day, you'll get a clear, doable action step that builds on the day before. There's no fluff, there's no unnecessary complexity. There's just really practical steps to get your website content and strategy ready to go. And it sets it up so you can start as simply as you need. And also, here's something cool. Like if you're interested in doing this, I'm going to include a link in the description to sign up for my waitlist. I'll be launching the first round of this workshop to the waitlist in the next week or two. I think it'll be the next week. So if this is something that appeals to you, get on that waitlist because that's who's going to get the first round of it, and it's going to be at a discounted price. And then also, if you sign up for that waitlist, you're going to get the PDF worksheet that actually goes with the session we went over today, or the lesson we went over today. So even just signing up for it, you're going to get something valuable to use towards your website. And then if you decide you want to do the course, great, you'll have access to those details when they come out. So what do you got to lose, right? And yeah, I hope that this helped even just get you starting to think about it today. The worksheet will help you map out everything that we talked about, going over your website's purpose, your ideal visitors, what they need, what they want, and those clear next actions for them to take. So that alone will help you avoid a lot of common mistakes that artists make with their websites. And yeah, if you're interested in it, I can't wait to see you join in the full workshop and where you'll get the entire website launch kit ready to go. So have a great day, you guys. Have a great week and keep creating.